Hi Leo, welcome to your June 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. I'm just laughing because I've started and stopped this reading I don't know how many times. That's why the cards are already laid out. If you'd like a private reading, please go to rainamoonastrology.com, or you can click on the link below. I have that linked to my website. The other thing too, though, is this is a general focus, so it can cover any area. If you're looking for just pure love readings, I have them on my channel already posted for May and for June. So just check that out, okay? So, was there anything else I wanted to say? I think I'm just going to get right into it. The overall theme of this month of June is the Page of Swords. This can be you trying to ferret out information, trying to take notes and maybe build a case. If this is a workplace incident, maybe you were passed over for a promotion that you feel that you deserve, that you worked hard for, and maybe you feel like there was some kind of favoritism towards somebody else. So you may be trying to get all your facts in order. This is the card of the spy. So it can be anything that you dig around and find out. It could be simply researching whether or not you should change your job. Because in the past tense, we have the Two of Pentacles. And this could be like somebody who's juggling two jobs. But maybe one of those jobs you don't really like. And so you're like, I'm out of here, but but the reason that you don't like it is because of the way you've been treated. So you're trying to make a case for yourself so that maybe you can benefit from it in some way. And maybe you have, like I said, another source of income that you plan to rely on when you quit this day job, perhaps. The other thing, too, is that with the Page of Swords, it could be in your love life. Maybe you are dating someone, or it could be even a spouse, and you're not sure that they're being faithful. And so you've hired a private investigator, for instance. And in the past tense, it could be that that person used being busy as an excuse to, oh yeah, I'm working 10 hours a day. I have no time. I'm coming. That's why I'm coming home late. I have two jobs, or some kind of excuse that you don't necessarily believe. Or the Two of Pentacles in the past position could indicate having this dilemma of making a choice. Somebody's juggling two people, and that's what made you hire a private investigator. The page can relate to children too, so any matter concerning a child, especially if the child is of air element, so they're kind of brainy. That would be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini individual. And that could be just somebody you're dealing with that is an air sign of the same signs that I talked about. And so that person may be very young at heart, so that makes me think of Gemini especially. And sometimes pages can be immature if they're past the age of like 18 or so, and they're showing some of those qualities, or they're just very playful. They're in touch with their inner child. That's always possible. And so then we have what is coming in, the Three of, well, I was going to say the Three of what? Empress? The Empress card. I'm so used to these minor arcana cards. And the Empress, as the number 3, represents abundance and fertility and creativity. So this is something that Leo is really all about, even though this is actually connected to the planet Venus and therefore to Taurus as well as Libra. Now that could be the air sign person of Libra. But this is like the card of motherhood, of somebody maybe getting pregnant. It doesn't have to be you. If you are a woman and your partner, you think your partner is cheating, this may be the baby mama. But it could be even both of you are pregnant. And so there's a lot of fertility going around. You know, June is midsummer, well, in the Northern Hemisphere, I should say. Think of Midsummer Night's Dream. I think that was considered a time of great fertility because it's the height of summer. So what could be happening? Well, that the private eye could, I was going to say, could uncover that your man has been with a hoochie mama. I know that's silly, but it could be. I mean, it's right next to that card, so it could really be. Now, the reason I'm calling the Empress that, I was just reading a forum today, and someone said, doesn't the Empress always remind you of a mistress? And I thought about that, and I tend to be very opinionated, and so I was going to be reactive. And but actually, yeah, sometimes, but especially when it's reversed. Then it's like a woman who uses her sexuality to get what she wants. In the upright position, I think it's just that, you know, the divine feminine in a way. But this is like an earth energy, so there's a lot of earthiness to this kind of person. Perhaps this is somebody that you are dealing with who makes you feel like this, who makes you feel like a woman. I was thinking of that Shania Twain song, Damn, I Feel Like a Woman or something. Or Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Yeah, something like that. And they bring that out in you because Leo is a masculine sign. So for the women Leos watching this, the female Leos, you may feel, even in your personal relationships sometimes, especially if you have found yourself with a water sign male or an earth sign male, that you are the dominant one in a lot of ways. And even though you may think that you like that, I think there's a part of you that may feel not so good about that, that you want somebody who is going to stand up to you and not just be a pushover. And so that could be a dynamic in that relationship where the other person felt like you were more successful, you're more confident than they are, and so they're cheating to kind of make themselves feel better, but also to kind of even the score, in the sense that that's the one area that could knock you off your high horse, so to speak. In terms of, in terms of any business endeavors, this is like really good for any affluence, having financial abundance. So whatever is going on, if you're deciding to do your own business and emphasize that and maybe quit a day job, that might be right on time in June, depending on other factors. The higher message is the Three of Swords. So again, this looks like some kind of lover's triangle. But I would say if you are a person who finds yourself in this position and you are the quote-unquote victim, where your partner is cheating on you and trying to decide which person they should choose, this card is saying, as a spiritual perspective, that either way you lose because that person has betrayed your trust. So there really is no putting the genie back in the bottle and trying to pretend that everything is okay. You already have had your heart broken, and you probably are going to have a hard time forgiving them. Not that you can't, but at least in the near future, it could get very awkward. And so it probably is asking you, is this person worth it? Do you really feel loved by this person if they did something like that to you? Because it is a card of betrayal. But the same thing can apply to a business situation. If you're spying or gathering evidence because you really believe that you were cheated out of a promotion, and you're trying to make a case for that. The Three of Swords is saying, you know, the worst thing about this situation is that you were treated like you were treated. So you were kind of neglected and not given proper respect. And so even if you were to win a legal case, it wouldn't make it easy to be in that environment because of what has transpired. What is crossing you is the Four of Swords. I think this is saying you can't burn the candle at both ends. You have to make sure that you get proper rest, because you may be very stressed out right now. You may be so consumed with whatever it is that you're trying to find out or doing. But it's important to recharge your batteries, and something has been keeping you from doing it. Probably a sense of wanting justice for whatever has happened, or to have a resolution that can benefit you if you're trying to get somebody to get rid of another relationship. That could be keeping you up at night. But you need self-care, and you also need to be alone. Maybe you have been talking about your situation with others, and the Four of Swords is not only a card of recharging your batteries, but there's a solitude attached to it. So it is about going within and not asking people's opinion, or just replaying a bunch of drama about it. What is coming in, or the advice, is the Two of Wands. I would say that if you are the person who has been cheated on, that you make the decision. This may even be about relocating, going to a whole different area so that you can start anew. But even if you, let's say you're married and you don't want to get divorced, at least have a legal separation, and you can just recharge your batteries and also get some physical distance between you and that other person. But because it's, you know, I'm saying this because it's the number 2, and 2s relate to decisions. But because it's Wands, I think you have to consider your, I was going to say pride. There's something that's positive with pride, isn't there? I mean, consider your self-esteem. That's what I associate with the Wands, the ego, but the healthy ego. And ask yourself if the other party is being respectful to you and whether or not you deserve better. And the same thing applies to career matters. You may be trying to do 2 different jobs, and one of them is sucking the life out of you. So what is the point? Yes, maybe you like having 2 incomes, but the price may be too great. So rather than sit around and maybe work 12-hour days or whatever, because Leo can be very easily a workaholic, doing 2 different things, you might be better off choosing one thing and devoting yourself to it entirely. And because the Page of Swords came up as the overall energy, it may not be your main job, because that may be where a lot of the problems lie. Your other job may be something that you created, and maybe you can make that better than what it is right now and expand that. And then it will have your own imprint because you're creating your own job. So it's all about you. It's not about somebody else. Leos are very creative, and the thing is not to create drama, to create art or to create businesses. The outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. So I think, I don't know, because I've done this reading so many times. I was mentioning, at least in one of the readings, that you may have to choose between 2 people, and one of them may be an earth sign. So maybe this is you starting a relationship with an earth sign. this would be, because the ace represents beginnings, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but it can be you get a job offer, a new job. You get some money that you weren't expecting from the clouds. And that allows you to step through that portal into a new life. I've been getting this card over and over again. And you feel a sense that you're creating something that's going to last. It's not just some fly-by-night job that's just to keep you in macaroni and cheese, boxed macaroni and cheese for the next few months until you get a real job. This is something that you can count on as much as you can count on any kind of a job. But maybe it's just the type of work that you're doing is something that is going to never go away because of the need that is there for it. So you feel like you're really on the ground floor of something that has huge potential and as much security as you can have in the job market these days. And so you may be very happy about that because as a fixed sign, you prefer that type of setup where you know there's a consistency. So very interesting. And as I say, it could be a new relationship that is also solid. So I hope you enjoyed this and have a great month, Leo. Bye.